1912, it was said that witch hunters once descended on these woods. There is also meant to be a curse put upon these woods, which dates back to early 1600s. Now, about that curse, it was said that the witch actually put a curse on these woods. Now, the reason why she put the curse on the woods is because when witch hunters descended on these woods, they took her young daughter and then they burned her in these woods. The witch found out and she went a bit crazy. She then cursed these woods forever. The witch hunt was at its highest during the late 1500s to the early 1600s. And as everybody knows, the biggest witch hunt was the Salem witch hunt in the USA. Lots of people were charged with witchcraft, and also a lot were executed, some wrongfully convicted. In 1484 until 1750, over 200,000 women, men and children were tortured, burnt and even hung for witchcraft. There is one spirit that has been seen on many of occasions by regular visitors to these woods, and that is a spirit of a man. This man is in fact a priest, and he is often heard quoting Bible quotes. Okay, so we are here at Spinney Woods Pond, which is also known as the Cursed Pond. Now, many visitors to these woods have said that they have seen spirits coming to and from the water, and they have also heard unexplained noises when no one is around. Now, a lot of people have apparently drowned in these waters here, so hopefully we'll see tonight whether or not they would like to come and speak to us. Okay, so we are here at the witch's hanging tree. Looks like an ordinary tree, but there's a reason for why it's called the witch's hanging tree. Because when the witch hunters descended on these woods and they caught local witches, they would hang anybody that they deemed was capable of witchcraft, and they would hang them on this very tree. Okay, so we're here at the Cursed Pond. Where apparitions have been seen to come in and out of this water. We've also rigged up the camera to face this way, just in case. And there is also a trigger object on the path. We also have a trigger object on the top step. And we also have our EVP recorder recording. So if there is any spirits who would like to make contact with us, please speak into this little device I'm holding in my hand. Now guys, if you see a couple of little white flashes across the screen, it's not orbs, it is bugs flying past. By this pond, it's just full of them. Where apparitions have been seen to come in and out of this water. We've also rigged up the camera to face this way, just in case. And there is also a trigger object on the path. We also have a trigger object on the top step. And we also have our... that just flew past. So I'm going to place this EVP recorder just on the bench next to me. We have got a little bit of rain coming down, but hopefully it doesn't get any worse. So if there is any spirits here, why don't you tell us who you are? Tell us your age. Did you die here?
Is there more than one of you here? Can you make a splash in the pond? If you want to come talk to us on the device.
Now if you do yourself come to Spinney Woods, I would suggest if you come overnight, please bring somebody with you.
Or preferably a group.
Because these woods, when it is dark, are very spooky looking, very eerie. You always get the feeling of being watched, and sometimes you often get the feeling of being followed. Me and my husband have been here a few times, and many a times that we come here, we often get that feeling of being followed right through the woods.
And looked at.
And when you turn around, there's nobody there. Now, me and my husband don't spook easily, which is why we do this. But getting the feeling of being watched and followed is not a very nice feeling. But we do have some very exciting news, guys. We have been granted permission to go and visit a very active place. We aren't going to tell you where it is. You will have to wait and see our investigation of this place. But many paranormal teams have been there. They have caught many of spirits on camera, even on video. So we have now been granted special permission to go in to this place. So we will be visiting there very soon. So hopefully you'll join us for that video as well. Seems like the spirits don't want to play today.
Obviously not.
This is what happens, guys, sometimes when you go to haunted locations. It's not like what you see on the TV, where it's always active every time a paranormal team goes there. Sometimes, unfortunately, what happens is you can go to a place that is very active and you can have nothing happen. And that happens quite regularly. So what I'll do is set up the EVP again So if there's any spirits around this part who would like to make contact, then please feel free to speak into this little recorder that's just underneath the camera.
And I'm just scanning around slowly to see if I get anything, guys.
What I'll do is set up the EVP again. So if there's any spirits around this part who would like to make contact, then please feel free to speak into this little recorder that's just underneath the camera.
And I'm just scanning around slowly to see if I get anything, guys. If you see anything we can't see, just give us a shout out. And that's my wife, guys, doing her own recording. As my wife said earlier, that is a huge, large tree. See anything we can't see, just give us a shout out.
So guys, I'm close by the witch's hanging tree, but I just wanted to show you, right next to the hanging tree is another tree, as you see, and coming off that tree is a rope, which is completely crazy why something like that would be right by what is known as the witch's hanging tree. So I'll make my way back. So as you see, that's Rob. Hey. Here's the hanging tree. And we do have a ball there, which if it's knocked it will light up. And we also have our EVP recorder just there. We're always in hopes that we will catch something, but as I said before, guys, you can't always guarantee.
Get lucky and catch up.
Right now, guys, I'm just seeing if I can pick anything up on the SLS. Up to now, in the locations we've been in, the SLS hasn't showed anything. Now, for those who don't know what an SLS is, an SLS will show a stick figure person. If I was to stand in front of an SLS camera, it will show me as a stick figure. But it also picks up spirits in stick figure as well, which is why a lot of paranormal teams use SLS cameras.
Come speak to us if there's any spirit here. The devices on the floor there. Is your presence known?
Not picking anything up on the SLS, guys. I'll switch to the heat signature. So this will tell you if there's a hot or cold area. Now sometimes when spirits like to make contact, they'll come through even with a heat signature. So that would be on the cold side. So it would show up as really ice blue. Like if I was to stand in front of the heat signature camera, I would show up red. And there's nothing on the heat signature either. As you see with this tree, there's a big gaping hole inside the tree. A whole person could actually sit inside that tree. But as I've said before, guys, we are a paranormal team, and if we go on an investigation and we find absolutely nothing, we won't lie to you and say that we found things. We'll tell you the truth. Like tonight, we haven't heard or seen anything with our physical eyes, or even our own ears. We will be reviewing our EVP recorder and the camera footage to see if we've missed anything. But if yous are watching this footage and yous have noticed something, then please feel free to give us a message. This will be on our Facebook page, Aspinall Paranormal Hunters, and tell us what you see, if you see anything. Because sometimes it's always good to have an extra set of eyes. When you've been doing this for quite some time, sometimes you can miss things on camera that somebody else might be able to see. Unfortunately for us, we did have a little bit of rainfall, and it's still spitting a little bit now, but like troopers, we battle through it. Unfortunately, you can't predict the weather.
No, you can't.
Just like you can't predict when a spirit wants to show itself. Now guys, as you know, we like to look at different haunted locations, and we also like to say whether or not we've seen anything, and we also like to try to debunk anything that we do see, and if we can't debunk it, then we'll tell you. But if you guys have any haunted locations you would like us to visit, then drop us a message. Me and my husband are always up for a new adventure.
Without a doubt.
Now when we do our recordings, we like to not be on the footage that much, so you get the full view of what we are seeing with our own eyes, instead of having our faces on the camera. but it is getting extremely dark now. And we've been at this for a while now, haven't we?
We sure have, look.
So I think what we will be doing is, for now, we are going to say good night, and we'll see you on the next ghost hunt. Good night.
Good night.